Marriage, I had learned, was not made of grand moments alone. It was built quietly, day by day, in shared meals, unspoken worries, and the steady rhythm of two lives moving side by side. Still, there comes a moment when silence grows heavy, when the heart carries questions it can no longer hold alone. That was the moment I found myself in, sitting across from my husband one evening, the room filled with the soft hum of a ceiling fan and the familiar comfort of our home. I did not know then that opening my heart would change everything I believed about love. We had been married for several years. Our life looked complete from the outside. We had stability, respect, and routines that fit together like pieces of a puzzle. Friends often said we were lucky, that our bond seemed calm and strong. I used to smile at those words, because calm can sometimes hide storms beneath the surface. Love does not always fade loudly. Sometimes it grows quiet, slipping into habits and responsibilities until you wonder where the warmth went. That evening, my husband was reading something on his phone, his brow relaxed, his presence familiar and grounding. I watched him for a moment, noticing the lines of effort life had placed on his face. He worked hard, carried burdens he rarely spoke about, and always tried to be strong. I admired him deeply for that. But admiration alone does not answer the questions of the heart. For weeks, I had felt a gentle ache, a longing not for romance as stories describe it, but for understanding. I wanted to know if he still felt me, not just beside him, but within him. Did he see me as I was now, changed by time and shared struggles, or had I become part of the background of his life? These thoughts kept me awake at night, whispering doubts I did not want to believe. I took a deep breath and decided I could not carry this alone anymore. Marriage, I believed, should be a place where truth is safe, even when it trembles, even when it risks disappointment. So I spoke. "Can I ask you something?" I said softly. He looked up immediately, giving me his full attention. "Of course," he replied, his voice calm. My hands were folded tightly in my lap. I felt vulnerable, as if I were standing without armor. "Do you still feel close to me?" I asked. "Not just as partners in life, but in your heart." The question hung between us, fragile and exposed. I feared what silence might mean. I feared a polite answer even more. He did not respond right away. Instead, he set his phone aside and leaned back slightly, his eyes thoughtful. That pause felt endless. In it, I imagined every possible answer, each one heavier than the last. Finally, he spoke. "I'm glad you asked," he said. Those words surprised me. I had expected reassurance or confusion, not gratitude. "I don't always know how to say what I feel," he continued. "And sometimes I think you already know, so I stay quiet." My heart began to race. This was not the simple comfort I had imagined, but it was honest. "I do feel close to you," he said, "but maybe not in the way you're asking." That sentence landed like a stone. My chest tightened, and for a moment, I struggled to breathe evenly. I braced myself for disappointment, for the idea that my fears were true. He noticed my expression and quickly continued. "Listen to me fully," he said gently. "What I mean is that my closeness to you has changed. It's deeper than before, but it's quieter. And I didn't realize you might feel alone in that quiet." I felt tears rise, uninvited and warm. His words were not rejection, but they were not what I expected either. "When we first married," he said, "everything was new. I showed my feelings openly, maybe clumsily, but often. Over time, life demanded more from me. Work, responsibilities, worries about the future. Somewhere along the way, I started showing my love through action instead of words. I thought about all the small things he did without being asked. The way he checked if I was tired, the way he made sure I felt secure, the way he stood by me in difficult moments. I had seen those things, but I had not felt them as love. I realized then that I had been listening for a language he was no longer speaking, while ignoring the one he had chosen. "I didn't know you needed to hear it again," he said. "I thought being present was enough." I swallowed hard. "I think I needed to feel chosen," I admitted. Not just assumed. That was the moment everything shifted. He leaned forward, his expression sincere and open in a way I had not seen in a long time. "I choose you," he said simply. "Every day, even on days I forget to say it out loud." His answer was not dramatic or poetic, but it carried a weight that settled deep within me. It was not the response I expected, but it was the truth we both needed. We talked for a long time after that. about how love evolves, how expectations can drift apart without either person realizing it. We spoke about fear, about the pressure to be strong, about how silence can grow between two people who care deeply if they stop checking in with each other. I realized that night that love is not only about feeling adored. It is about understanding how the other person loves. It is about learning new ways to connect as life changes you both. My husband confessed that he sometimes felt he could never do enough, that words felt small compared to the responsibility he carried for our family. I confessed that I sometimes mistook quiet dedication for emotional distance. In sharing these truths, we found a bridge we did not know was missing. There was no sudden transformation after that conversation. Life did not become perfect, and we did not suddenly speak the same emotional language fluently. But something important changed. We became more aware, more intentional. He started expressing his thoughts more openly, even when they felt awkward to him. I started noticing his efforts without waiting for them to be wrapped in words. We met each other halfway, not because we were instructed to, but because we wanted to. Looking back, I understand now why his answer surprised me. I had expected reassurance in a form I recognized. Instead, I received honesty in a form that challenged me to grow. Love, I learned, is not always about being answered the way you imagine. Sometimes it is about being answered truthfully. Opening my heart that evening was terrifying, but it was also necessary. It reminded me that marriage is not a finished story, but a living one, written through conversations that require courage. Silence can protect you from disappointment, but it can also keep you from deeper connection. Today, when I think about that moment, I feel gratitude instead of fear. Gratitude that I spoke. Gratitude that he listened. Gratitude that his answer, unexpected as it was, led us to a stronger understanding of each other. Love did not disappear in the quiet years. It simply waited for us to notice it again. And that, I believe, is one of the most powerful lessons marriage can teach you. Sometimes, when you open your heart, you do not get the answer you expect. You get the one you need.